Hey guys, I'm Dr. Emil Tompkins, and today we're going to talk about the 7 big health challenges that you can start to see as you get older, and we're going to talk about what you can do about them. Number 1 is arthritis, and arthritis happens, today we're talking about the degenerative type of arthritis, not the inflammatory, but that happens because just over your lifetime, you do a lot of things that can place a lot of pressure on the joints. And the more pressure you have on the joints over time, those joints start to wear down. And as they wear down, you have less mobility and then more pain. So typically the things that you want to be able to do if you're dealing with arthritis, number 1, is see if there's something that's creating extra pressure on those joints and relieve that pressure. Usually a visit to your doctor, your chiropractor, someone like that can help shed some light on that. Usually a visit to your doctor or chiropractor or someone like that can shed some light on that information for you to help you figure out if you're doing something to produce more pressure on your joints. And then there are certain things that can be done, especially in a chiropractic office, that can help relieve the pressure on those joints. Combine that with certain types of movement, and then that will improve the pain and discomfort that you're dealing with arthritis. Number 2 is heart disease, and heart disease is one of the biggest killers that we deal with here in America. And typically that is due to, there are some genetic factors, but the vast majority of issues that are creating heart disease are things that we do every day. And the way that you take care of yourself every day, which is in what you're eating and how you're exercising, how you're dealing with stress, those are the kinds of things that will have a huge impact on the health and function of your heart. So we want to make sure that we're eating in a way that's going to be healthy for our heart. And if you learn about the Create 6 system for health and wellness that we're developing, we're going over very specific nutritional recommendations that will make a difference in how you're feeling and in how healthy your heart is. So stay tuned for that. Number 3, cancer. And we know what cancer is. It's another one of the big killers here in America. And it's something that all the experts go back and forth about how to best take care of that. And honestly, this video is not going to do justice how you deal with cancer, but the one thing that I will tell you is we want to make sure that our body is an environment of healing and not an environment of tissue damage, not an environment where there's a lot of cellular breakdown. And we typically do that with the way that we eat. There's a common theme in all these different conditions that we're talking about here. Our food makes a huge difference in our health, in the possibility of developing something like cancer. Next is osteoporosis. Over time, we see decreases in our bone density. And as we have decreases in our bone density, the biggest things that we have to worry about are falls and fractures is the big concern when we're dealing with osteoporosis. As the bone density decreases, the chances of having, say, a compression fracture in the spine, which can be debilitating, or a fracture in the hip, which also can be debilitating, those things are directly related to osteoporosis. And typically, the way to prevent that, we're going to get back to that common theme. Number 1 is how we're eating. We need to make sure that we have adequate amounts of things like calcium and vitamin D. And then exercise, weight-bearing exercise. And when I say weight-bearing exercise, I don't mean to prevent or reverse osteoporosis to go in the gym and start lifting weights. You can do that. But honestly, the most effective method that most people are able to do is just get out and walk. Walking is an incredibly effective exercise in preventing osteoporosis. So eat a good diet, make sure you have really good quality calcium inside of you. Dietary sources are great. For supplement sources, MCHC is ideal. That's what you want. Calcium citrate is okay. Calcium carbonate is not very good at all. So those are the things to think about when it comes to osteoporosis. Next, health challenge as we get older, and that's fall risk, or falls in general. You're at a much higher likelihood of falling as we get older, and there are a lot of different reasons for that. We start losing our balance for a number of different reasons, whether it's a problem in our inner ear or it's an issue with neuropathy where we start losing the feeling on the bottom of our feet. But fall risk is high, and we want to reduce that. And the way that we reduce our risk of falls is by training our body to maintain normal, healthy balance. You got to be on your feet. You got to be moving. You've got to be exercising. The moment we stop that, our brain starts to not communicate as quickly and as efficiently to the various areas of our body to understand where it is in space. So when something happens, we trip over something, because that communication pathway isn't so quick anymore, then we don't catch ourselves fast enough, and then we've already fallen. That is a big problem that a lot of people deal with, and something that's preventable if we're taking really good care of ourselves. There's some very specific balance exercises. I'll have a link somewhere in the post where this video is, so you can see our balance exercises, and you can start doing those to help you train your balance. Substance abuse is another one, and we're going to talk about pain medication. Right now, opioids is in the news. Everyone's talking about it because people are abusing them. We're dealing with pain, so much pain that we just reach for something that's going to help. And those opioid medications, unfortunately, in some ways they can be effective at reducing pain. But the problem with them is that along with being effective in reducing pain, they're also addictive. So you need more and more. And unfortunately, you can get to a certain point where it starts to affect your body, and people die because of overdoses of opioids all the time, every single day here in America. So we want to reduce that risk. We need to get off of those by taking care of our body in a way, reducing pain in a natural way. Go see your chiropractor and take care of your pain that way instead of turning to opioids, which can be abused. And last is obesity. Over time, because of how we take care of ourselves, the things we put in our body, we are at risk of becoming obese. And the simple fact is, just watch what you put into your body every day. And as you do that, then you'll be able to maintain a more normal weight, preventing obesity and preventing one of the 7 major health challenges that we deal with as we get older. So there you go. Arthritis, heart disease, cancer, osteoporosis, falls, substance abuse, obesity. Those are the 7 major health challenges we deal with as we get older. We'll be going into more detail in later videos on things that we can do to help prevent or help treat in some cases, and work on helping you to be as healthy as you can be. I'm Dr. Emil Tompkins, and I hope you have a healthy day.